Hello everyone! Welcome back to episode 21 of my Let's Build series. Happy Halloween everyone! You guys are seeing this on Halloween. It's not currently Halloween for me, but I hope you are all having an absolutely fantastic Halloween if that is something that you celebrate. Today we are going to be doing a lot of fairly large changes. There we go. We're going to be doing a lot of fairly large changes to our palace front area right here. So this is an area that we've been kind of working on and off on. I'm flying. I don't know how that... I'm not very good with these elytra. Okay, this area right here is in need of a lot of touch-ups so that we can fully enclose this palace. As you can see, our walls down there are almost complete because of our live streams. Our roof is definitely coming together. So this section is something that needs to be worked on next. I've gathered up some materials for us to be working with. Yeah, I think this is about all we're going to need. I'm going to come back for some of that after. Today we're going to be doing something that you guys have suggested quite a lot, and that is a mermaid statue. So I wanted to have something really important directly at the front of this palace, because this is a really important entranceway. It's got our staircases that lead into the underwater section. It's got the entrance to the main large hall of our palace here. It enters into this big aquarium and the massive tower area that's going to go up. It's an important space. So I want to mark that with something equally as important that fits in with our theme. So let's just get a little view of this right here. Nope, not yet. I'm not good with these. So here's our palace entrance that we're working with right now. We are going to be putting a mermaid right here on the top of this structure that we made a couple episodes ago. Now, I have never tried to do an organic in survival mode, so this is going to be really interesting. Okay, this is our center right here. I'm not sure how I'm even going to do this. I'm going to start with the mermaid's tail. I don't know that that's necessarily the best way to do it, but I don't know. I'm going to just kind of block this in and see if we can't get a good shape going. I brought some dirt with me just in case I need scaffolding, because I feel like I might. Just a feeling. And kind of go up like this, so her tail kind of swings up this way. Her tail is what's holding her up on the platform. I just realized I put this a little forward. I should maybe move it one this way so it's centered. Let me do that. I have to make sure it's all centered right away because I'm certainly not going to be moving this. I looked online quite a lot and I found it really challenging to actually find the shape of the mermaid that I wanted. So I don't have a reference image in mind, just kind of going with a statue of her. She's going to be holding something, I think. I haven't quite decided what I want her to be holding, whether it's like she's pouring water, or maybe she's holding a clamshell, or a lantern of some form, maybe a nautilus shell. I'm really not sure. Anyways, that's going to be the curve of her tail going up, like that, okay, and then her body. Oh boy, this is quite a challenge. There we go. Her body comes up this way, and we need to figure out exactly where I want. I think like right here is probably a good height. I don't really know. Honestly, I'm just kind of guessing. Let's get a little look at that. What? Wings activate! Yes. I'm hoping this gives us a good shape. Let's turn around. Ooh. I don't hate that. I think that could be a little less steep. Yeah, it's a little bit on the steep side right now, but I think that's probably a good height. Whoop, and land. Perfect. Alright, so after a little more work, that's kind of the curve that I'm working with. I think that's definitely a little bit better. Could definitely still help it out a little bit, though. I think I need to get some scaffolding going here. There we go. Kind of curve that in just a little less steep. Want it to look as organic as possible, and so some circle shapes are definitely going to help me. I always say doing organics when they're smaller like this is so much harder than when they're larger, and I really think that that is true. It's way, way easier to do something that is much larger. Because on a larger scale, you don't have to worry about such fine little details. There's more room for error and there's more room for detail overall. So yeah, just a lot more forgiving. Time for me to transfer all of this concrete powder into actual concrete. Forgot to do that before I started building. I absolutely love cyan concrete. I think it is a brilliant color. Alright, so let me show you guys how our view is now going to change. Look at that. I mean, we don't have hardly anything in place at all, and already that just looks so much more epic. I'm excited to see it once the entire thing is in place. I decided to use the cyan concrete as sort of a band separating the tail from the skin of the mermaid. I'm hoping it'll give a nice effect. Alright, here's what we're working with so far. Oh boy, we've definitely got a lot of refining to do to the shape, but I think that's probably a good height to start at the body. So now I'm sort of just building up a perfect square for my mermaid body, and this is going to give me a good idea of how high I need to go before I branch off for her shoulders. So I know for a fact that it should be probably higher, her head should be higher than her tail, just to make the shape work. So I'm going to go to about here, and then fly over this way and see how that's looking. Yeah, so that's a pretty good length. The thing we are suffering from here is being able to get a proper curve while working on such a small scale. So right here you can see this is a really straight line and another really straight line. So we need to curve that out properly. And I'm going to thicken this a little bit right here just to make her look like she's properly supported onto the structure. I think the tail back here, it actually looks okay. It might be actually just a little bit too tall, but honestly, I'm happy with the back side of the tail, pretty much. I did a little bit of a diagonal end of the tail right here, just so that from looking at it flat, it's not like a tail, like, okay, if the tail was this way, right? So let's make this our tail. Demonstration time. This is our tail. This is the mermaid's body. If the tail fans out like this, when we look at it this way, we're just seeing one block, basically, right? But the way that I've done it, the body is right here and the tail is like this. So this way, no matter which way you're looking at it, you can always see a bunch of the blocks of the tail. And I think this is going to give a much better effect, especially since it is, after all, a statue in the front of our palace. I want it to look good from all angles. The worst part about building like this is that it's so hard to tell what you're doing up close. I think I've kind of fixed up the problem that I was talking about a second ago, but I can't really properly tell. I do think that this right here is going to be too staircasey, so maybe we bring it out again. Maybe that'll help. I really don't know though. Oh goodness. It's so hard to tell. Okay, I'm going to take that out, and we're just going to have to fly over here and get a look at it. Hey, it's actually not that bad. Yeah, I think that is definitely a lot curvier. We've still got a flat line right there, but I don't hate it too much. I think we can just do a little indent, one block there, and that'll fix the entire problem. Just one block out right here. And that should hopefully help with that curve, but still make it look solid because of the block behind it. Same thing on this side. Gosh, this is so hard. I literally can't see what I'm doing, and it's so strange. I'm so used to just being able to like fly away and see exactly what's wrong with my build at any given time. It's so much work to get up and down from here. I really wasn't expecting it. I've never tried something like this in survival before, so this is all quite shocking. A lot of fun to do though. Alright. Need that one. Oh dear. Trying to get the arms sort of marked in where I want them. I want her to be reaching forward and holding on to something. I believe I want her to be holding on to a clamshell or like oyster with a pearl in it. It's kind of my idea, but good, this just looks strange. I've got to fly away and look at it. I'm so curious. Goodness, what would I do without these elytra? Okay, so yeah, that looks strange. To put it lightly, it looks very strange. Right, how am I gonna fix this? Ah! Alright, so this is where I'm at right now. She's far too thin, but I think I'm definitely getting somewhere. I think the arms are looking a little better. She needs a little bit more bulk at her shoulders, and her neck and head need to be slightly repositioned. Otherwise, I mean, I can cover a lot of my mistakes, especially with the back with all of her hair. I have a bunch of red sandstone here that I'm going to be using for hair. I'm gonna grab a little more birch so that I can keep fixing up my mistakes. Oh, and some slabs and stairs would be wonderful. Alright, so although I'm not completely happy with the main body shape, I'm gonna start putting in the hair because I'm just way too excited to get this pop of color in. I debated a long time on whether or not I wanted this statue to be stone, so out of a lot of gray blocks. Obviously I could still do some shading with the gray blocks, but not as much. But I decided since it's my first organic in survival mode, I wanted to have some fun with it and just kind of go crazy and use color, even if it's a statue. And I'm definitely not regretting it. I think this is a lot of fun. I can't wait to get her lovely red hair in place. Oops. Gosh, I keep falling down. That's the worst part. No flight, so you keep just falling off of your own build. I had to come back in the base to replace my shovel, so I thought I would gather up the couple things that I need to build the shell. We're gonna need stairs and slabs of quartz. Probably not that many. It's not a very big area to be building in. I would say that's probably enough. I'm actually gonna put those back. And the other thing we need is something for the mermaid's bra. So I was thinking either maybe a coral or maybe prismarine bricks. Glazed terracotta is another good option, as is concrete. I'm having a lot of trouble deciding, but I'm gonna go with the prismarine bricks for now as sort of a placeholder until we decide. Also, look at this view that we have now. She's definitely far from perfect, but this is a much nicer look. She adds a lot to the area. Alright, it's time to go for a flight and get a good look at what we are doing here. I definitely know that I've made a lot of mistakes, but I need to be able to fly out so that I can look and see what actually needs work on. Okay, so I think the stomach area definitely needs a lot of work. I added too many blocks there. She looks... Yeah, there's not enough blocks on her side to support her belly being out that far in the front only, so I either need to expand it on the sides. Yeah, something definitely shape-wise needs to change there. I've got to add her little bikini at top, and I need to put some glass in the tail. The hair shape I think is pretty okay. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Oh, it's so hard to fly around that fast and get a good idea of what's going on, but I've got a few things in mind to fix. Alright, so the clamshell she's going to be holding has this sort of base right here, and in the middle part, I'm just going to mark it out with some red sandstone, that's going to be where the pearl is. So we've got to kind of give it a little bit of a clasp of sorts in the back here that's kind of holding on to it. And it's somehow got to look kind of open. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to pull this off. Maybe stairs on the side? Right there? Maybe? Oh, I don't know. I need to get some sleep on the clamshell. Okay, I think I've done it. With enough slabs and stairs, from right here, this looks like a pretty good shape. It's really hard to tell. Maybe it needs a block there. No, I don't think it does. I'm gonna leave it. Goodness, it's so difficult to tell. Yeah, hopefully that'll be fine. I don't know. I've realized that prismarine brick stairs and slabs could be very useful here, so I've put one there to kind of mark in her bikini. Before I do anything with her tummy, I want to mark in her bikini because that could be the entire problem that I'm having. Okay, so now I need to just do these straps that go around her. So under her arm like that, and then it kind of tucks into her hair. Oh boy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just do that. Yeah, that definitely looks a lot better from this angle right now, I think. Anyways, I'm honestly still not 100% sold, but I think these slabs right here can be changed out for full blocks, and that'll probably help the shape. Yeah. Yeah, that has definitely helped quite a bit. I want to put one of my slabs just right here. Oh, so close. Oh my gosh. Did it, yes. Oh, now I'm falling off my scaffolding. Yeah, that slab definitely makes a big difference. It gives that little bit of elevation change right there that I think it needed. Okay, I'm much happier with this now. Let's do another flight and kind of look at it from the palace. Alright, so from walking out of our storage room here, obviously we'll have a big aquarium right here, and come around the corner and you'll just be able to see the mermaid through each of these entranceways. I love that. We need to put a little bit of glass on her tail to fill that in. Oh, I had the glass on me this whole time. Okay, I need to add in that, and then I think I'm gonna call her good. This is definitely version 1, we'll say. I may end up coming back in the future and kind of fixing her up once I learn a few more things about building and survival, but I'm pretty happy with her right now. I'm gonna get a sea lantern for her little oyster shell there and put her tail in place properly, and then we're gonna work on the next section of this video. Alright, so now that we're a lot more happy with our mermaid statue, time to turn this way, where things are looking a little rough, let's be honest. Now this is mostly going to be grindy work, so I'm gonna kind of skip ahead a bit here, but basically we need a massive cleanup. So this wireframing that we used to have in place needs to be taken down. We need to extend this pillar up. We need some archway doorways here, and we have granite, so this entire thing needs to be filled in with granite so we can no longer see through it. Let's go do that. And just like magic, the wall is now filled in with granite. This is obviously going to look a lot better once I continue the birchwood going up, and we get a little prismarine accent at the top there, but it looks good just to clean it all up and get it ready for detailing. Now, I am going to pick out a comment of the day real fast, and we are going to place a window in this wall while I read it. Today's comment or question of the day comes from Save the Spiral, who says, "This was a great video. I'm glad you've gotten a chance to relax, and the Halloween build was definitely awesome. And you deserve to chill out after that. I can't imagine how long it took. What do you think of the new blocks in the 1.14 snapshot? The new slabs, stairs, and walls are almost so overwhelming. There's so much. I'm personally super excited for the mossy cobble and stone brick stairs and slabs." Thank you so much for the comment, Save the Spiral. You are so kind. I too am very excited for the new update. I was so excited when they announced it. It's definitely something that is a bit of a builder's dream for sure. I'm very excited in terms of this build for the prismarine walls. Otherwise, something that's going to be very game-changing, I mean, something that we actually interacted with in this episode, scaffolding. It's going to be massive. I mean, think about how much dirt I was using. I mean, just look at this. It's going to be game-changing to have scaffolding. And I know there's a lot of really cool things like pandas and mobs and like cool... There's so much cool stuff. There's so many new cool blocks, but scaffolding alone is going to make all of those things so much easier to like use. It's going to be so good for us builders, and that is the thing that I am absolutely most excited for, and also something that I did not expect. Like, I really didn't see that coming. Honestly, I was hoping they would eventually add more slabs and stairs when 1.13 came out. Like, I figured they'd maybe eventually get to that now that 1.13 was done, but I never thought they'd add scaffolding, so it was kind of like a nice surprise. I'm going to enjoy that a lot. I'm very excited to try out the snapshots. Speaking of snapshots, this world is not currently updated to the snapshot, so we are using the full version 1.13.2, and I think we'll probably update to snapshots eventually, but I'm gonna wait for right now. There's really no rush. I'll probably make a video or two trying out some of the new blocks and such, but I don't feel the need to update this world quite yet. We have a lot to do outside of all of those new blocks, so I'm not worried about it. Alright, I think we will do some more details to this window eventually, as well as the surrounding wall, but for right now, I'm going to call it done. I think we've done quite enough building for one episode. And plus, you guys all have a Halloween to get to. I think that is it for this episode. I am going to go AFK for some dark prismarine now so I can fill in our roofs. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!